Hello, welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So the Book of Boba Fett is the official Star Wars logo for it, or Lucasfilm logo. Now, the title of this video is, like it's calling Grace Randolph out to a certain degree, or at the very least just trying to indicate that she was wrong, just trying to clarify some bits and pieces. We've got the first details of the Book of Boba Fett. It absolutely is not Season 3 of The Mandalorian. Season 3 is still happening. Everyone's returning. We've had that confirmed numerous times now. I'm not sure how many times Grace Randolph simps need to be told this by the cast, the crew, announcements that, you know, other things are other things, and that Season 3 is still happening, to say that she was wrong. But whatever. I'm sure she'll double down on this as well. Also, I went to render this video, but I need to just cut in here as well. This is what irritates people, guys. This is why I'm saying you're wrong and there's bloody hubris going on. So this is her running damage control. Mandalorian Season 3 not confirmed. No release date announced. No. That doesn't validate your claims. I told you there were some issues, and that's why the Book of Boba Fett, a series, is taking its release date. No, it was already in pre-production. Mandalorian Season 3 was in pre-production in April. Favreau specifically said this morning, that's the chapter Kennedy referenced Disney Investor Day. Yeah, the next chapter. What you want about? But then it's this stuff, right? It's here, it's all of this crap. Finally, Favreau did not specifically say Pascal was returning for Season 3, which was odd. Instead, back with the main character we have all known and loved. Yeah, Mando. Most likely Pascal, but at the very least there's clearly tension if Favreau won't even mention him there or in the entire interview. Some massive mental gymnastics. Grace. I know you're not the most athletic individual out there, but you could apply to be in the Olympics, because these are some good mental gymnastics, girl. And then final Pascal tweet. Another source just reached out to me. Oh, just sources popping out your ass here, aren't they? Turns out the reason Pascal... Oh, so it's different then, is it? So it's not the helmet. So every video you've done, which you've referenced things that happened in the show to validate your claims, has been bollocks then, hasn't it? Apparently it wasn't the helmet. Pascal was asked to leave the set is far more serious than I'd originally heard. It was not the helmet issue. So that wasn't an issue then, was it? Egg on your face, my dear. Egg on your face. Since it's so serious, I didn't ask for the reason. How do you know it's that serious then? Because I want to stay out of it. Done. No, it's because you look like an idiot. Hubris, girl. Hubris. Stop it. But she was wrong. So, such is life. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. You just have to own it sometimes. But I guess hubris comes a bit too much. Anyway, here is the logo. And we do have first details. So, logo-wise, I like it. I think it's a good logo. I mean... Not much to tell in it, really. There's a few things it could indicate, I guess. You've got the old coloured green there going into the new coloured green, but it's worn down. Maybe it gets scarred in a new battle. Who knows? You could look into this in so many ways and come up with numerous weird little theories. But it's a good logo. It's simplistic. It's basic. And I like that, actually. I like simple logos. I don't think you need super ultra weird, duper fancy crap. I think simple is best for Star Wars, actually, because the stories themselves are what carry the show. Logos don't, and it's better that Lucasfilm kind of focus on stories rather than the crap that they were focusing on. So we got all of this confirmation, courtesy of Good Morning America. They had, an initial small interview, and then they released their full interview. Now, the main part of the interview is not all that relevant, because it's just talking about, just the show, generally speaking, bits and pieces. You know, talking about how Grogu's on top of trees now and things like that. But then we did get some commentary on the Book of Boba Fett specifically. I've got a transcript of it. We're going to go through it and we'll talk about it. And then I'll just play you the clip anyway. And also, Good Morning America, why did you cut him off? So they do this interview and he starts talking about CGI Luke. And you're like, yeah, alright, getting some good stuff here. And then they just cut him off. You're idiots. Like, super bad. But anyway, so we've got a transcript, which is over here on this website, which apparently just wants to play some weird music. So the transcript is... at the end of the show, Boba Fett came out and it said the Book of Boba coming December of 2021. And that wasn't part of the big Disney announcement. But here's the logo. Official confirmed logo. He continued, we wanted to hold this back. And bearing in mind, everyone was like, well, why didn't they announce it? Because they don't want to spoil anything. It's the end of Mandalorian. Like, Boba Fett could have died, but he didn't. So obviously they didn't want to spoil it. Like, it's pretty obvious. Spoil the surprise during the big Disney announcement of all the shows when Kathleen Kennedy was up there. And so they let me keep this one a secret. Favreau would then clarify the relationship between the Book of Boba and the Mandalorian. So this is actually separate from the Mandalorian Season 3. Oh! You were wrong then, weren't you, Grace? Just own it. Just own it. Every goddamn video she does about this, she just keeps doubling down. It totally... And people are like, oh, but you... People are coming to me saying that I'm wrong. Saying, oh, bet you wish you waited till the end of the episode and blah, 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 blah. I said, what are you talking about, mate? Nothing I've said. Anyway. But what we didn't say in that announcement is that the next show coming up, Kathy said the next chapter, and that is going to be the Book of Boba Fett. Again, remember, because this chapter and book, it seems to confuse everyone. He is quite literally saying it's separate from the Mandalorian Season 3. And then he says, and then we go into production right after that on Season 3 of The Mandalorian. Back with the main character, Din Djarin, Pedro Pascal, so clearly that's all fine. Back with the main character that we have all known and love. That is pretty soon following that. So we're working on that pre-production now, which we knew anyway back in April of this year that they were in pre-production, while we are in production on Boba Fett. So they're finishing up pre-production now, and then they'll go into production. Like, that's fine. There's nothing to indicate that there's any issues here. I don't know why people are so intent on thinking that there's some crap going on, especially when all the evidence completely points to the opposite. And if you understood narrative structure, of course he was going to take his mask off at the end. For fuck's sake. Now, the official Star Wars Twitter account would provide some more details about the show. They claim the Book of Boba Fett, a new original series starring Tamura Morrison and Ming-Na Wen, and executive produced by Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, and Robert Rodriguez. Good to have him on. Set within the timeline of The Mandalorian, is coming on Disney Plus December 2021. So there you go. As we already knew anyway. So what do you guys think? So I will show you the interview itself, and I'm going to play it because there are some little tidbits at the end. But just remember that he gets cut off for absolutely no reason. Super irritating. So there you go. It is confirmed. It is completely separate. Grace, you were wrong. Just own it, okay? Like, it's fine. People don't care that you're wrong. They care that you keep doubling down on it. You look stupid. Just admit that you're wrong. It's fine. God. Yeah. So much for playing the long game, eh, Grace? Anyway, whatever. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know. I'm really looking forward to all of this. It's still, apparently it is still set, it is set in the time of The Mandalorian. So I don't know whether that means that it... Well, I guess if it's starring Ming-Na, maybe it won't be so much a prequel, but then, in fairness, it could be. Because we could still open with him getting out of the Sarlacc pit. It means we can still get flashbacks. Right? Because he's there on the throne now. So there's no reason why that couldn't jog his memory, and he could think about it and flash back. There's a lot here. So I still think we'll see him getting out of the Sarlacc pit. I hope so, anyway. But I like this news. I think it's good. It's all good news. I'm game. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below. I will close with the interview itself, but I do want to say I normally live stream Monday night, so tonight at about 9 p.m. GMT. I'm in two minds about whether I'm going to do that or not, but on Christmas Eve, every Christmas Eve, I always do a live stream. I get quite drunk and we just hang out and I do a live stream, keep people company who are alone on Christmas. So just stay tuned for that, because that will be dropping on Christmas Eve in the evening. So stay tuned. But anyway, I'll leave you with the interview. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'd have to ask you first, in the spirit of the holidays here, when you created Baby Yoda, the child, did you ever expect that he might end up topping Christmas trees around the world?
No, the Christmas tree thing, that's a bit of a new one, but I love that. I think it's because when we first showed Baby Yoda, or first of all, let me just say there's going to be spoilers in this segment for any fans
of course,
who haven't
yes.
seen the last episode. But for Baby Grogu, or Baby Yoda, as people call him, there was no merchandise for the whole first year, so people had to be really have ingenuity. And so on Etsy, online, on social media, you would see people making their own Baby Yoda stuff.
Believe me, I bought a bootleg T-shirt for that very reason. Oh, yeah, that's right. I work for Disney. I apologize. So do you have any Baby Yoda ornaments or holiday decorations in your place? I see the mug behind you.
I do, yeah. Well, now we have lots of Baby Yoda stuff. We have... there was one that we made that you could fold up because we didn't have any merch, and so some of the artists that we work with made one that you could fold your own ornament. So I still have that one on the tree for nostalgia purposes.
All right, well, you got everybody clamoring for more information because the season 2 finale of The Mandalorian just dropped on Friday, and there was a surprise scene at the end of the credits. And I hope we have a drum roll or something, because you've got a big announcement, and I'm just gonna lay it out there. Take it away.
I do. Well, we have at the end of the show, Boba Fett came out and it said the Book of Boba Fett coming coming December of 2021. And that wasn't part of the big Disney announcement, but here's the logo. We wanted to hold this back because we don't want to spoil the surprise during the big Disney announcement of all the shows when Kathleen Kennedy was up there. And so they let me keep this one a secret. So this is actually separate from The Mandalorian Season 3. But what we didn't say in that announcement is that the next show coming up, Kathy said the next chapter, and that's going to be the Book of Boba Fett. And then we go into production right after that on Season 3 of The Mandalorian, back with the main character that we all have known and loved. So that's going to be pretty soon following that. Okay. So we're working on that pre-production now, while we're in production on Boba Fett.
Oh my goodness, man! I don't know how you keep up because that's all of your work. I was trying to keep up with you describing it to me just now. But is there anything? Are there still other I hate to even go farther down than all the stuff you just gave us. Are there more spin-offs we can expect from The Mandalorian?
Yes. Well, there's a lot of Star Wars content coming out. As I think they announced 10 projects. I think this would be 11 with the new Book of Boba Fett. But the ones that I'm involved with are. I'm working with my partner, Dave Filoni, who is this fantastic producing partner, writer, who I met when I did a voice on the Clone Wars. We met up at the Skywalker Ranch, and we've been working together on this show. He's doing Ahsoka, which he's writing right now. And then we also have the Rangers of the New Republic. And all of them take place in the similar timeline here that is right after Return of the Jedi, which was a film, of course, we all grew up with. I was actually an usher in the movie theater back in Queens, the RKO Keiths, when Return of the Jedi was playing. So I saw that movie dozens and dozens of times at work, and now it's so fun to be continuing the story after that with those characters, some of those
perfect full circle moment there in your Star Wars career here. Okay, so this next question, we have to preface it with a bit of a spoiler alert for those who haven't caught up and finished season 2, but there was a huge moment. Luke Skywalker, one of the most iconic heroes in history, Mark Hamill making a comeback in the season finale there. What went into that decision? There was a risk in doing that, and how did you keep that under wraps?
It was very tricky because it's very hard to keep a secret nowadays, especially with Star Wars, because people are so curious about it. And there are so many people involved with the process, with visual effects, finishing, making it, filming it, at the studios, everything. and every piece of casting leaked, and we were so scared right up till it aired that our surprise cameo was going to leak too. But we started off the whole series with with the Baby Yoda reveal, with the Grogu reveal. That was a secret that everybody was really blown away by. And part of that is not telling too many people, not having merchandise that's being tooled up and announced, all that kind of thing. And then to have the very last episode, to have Mark Hamill actually on set filming and us using whatever technology we had available to de-age him and try to make him look as much like he did in the old films.
Well, it was an exciting moment. I have to ask you quickly, though, because we're running out of time here. Grogu, where did that name come from, Grogu?
I had written it in the script from very early on, and we finally revealed it in the show. But, of course, everybody knows Grogu as Baby Yoda, which, by the way, is fine with all of us. We still call him Baby Yoda, too. But he prefers to be called Baby Grogu. If you notice in the show, he perks up a lot when you say his name.
Yeah, he looks like my puppy when you say Grogu. Looks up, his ears go up. Jon Favreau, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. It really is a pleasure. And, of course, The Mandalorian streaming now on Disney+.